Alright, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this week I decided to start a weekly series called Weekly Rotation. So in this series I'll be showing you guys the fragrances that I wore through that week. So let me know if this is something that you're interested in or not. But yeah, I'll probably do this for a few weeks and just kind of gauge you guys' response to see if this is something that sounds cool to you guys or not. If so, cool, I'll continue to roll through, and if not, then like I said before,
we'll figure something else out.
But yeah, let's jump into it. So for the week of December 3rd through the 9th, on that Sunday, I decided to go with Gentle Fluidity Silver by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. So overall, this is a very fresh and charismatic scent, without leading very sporty. You do get a blast of juniper berry in here, which can come off as a little sharp to some people. I really enjoy the smell. So it almost gives like gin and tonic type vibes. This is such a great one. In the base also, you get a bit of amber and vanilla that start to push through, which really give this fragrance some depth and character. And for being a fresh scent, this one performs extremely well. It has the power to get through those cooler temperatures. It performs that well. It is quite beastly, honestly, and impressive for a fresh scent. And that gin and tonic type vibe in the cooler air just smells amazing and just very, very refreshing. So yeah, I think it's going to be a go-to for me in the fall and winter months, just to kind of break things up from the sweeter scents that I tend to go with. Sometimes I don't always want to smell sweet in the cooler months, and so it's nice to kind of throw a freshie in there from time to time. And so this will be a go-to for when I'm feeling I want to get a bit fresh. So yeah, if you're interested, get yourself a sample of Gentle Fluidity Silver by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. So on Tuesday, I decided to go with Reflection Man by Amouage. So this one's really versatile. It smells clean and unique. It definitely comes off quite powdery, and that's because of the orz root in this fragrance. But in general, it's very fresh, and it's quite an easy wear. And the house of Amouage can be quite challenging to some people, I think, but I think this is probably one of their easier wears. So if you're looking to get into the house of Amouage, this is probably a good place to start. But this scent is extremely versatile. You can wear this one to the office, a wedding, casually, or this one can even be dressed up. So it is quite versatile, and that's something that I really love about it. Performance is just moderate with this one. You get moderate sillage, moderate projection. I know people have talked about reformulations with this one, but this one, serves the purpose for the situations that I need it. So yeah, I have no complaints about that. But overall, this is a very pleasant and easy fragrance to wear. So if you're interested, get yourself a sample of Reflection Man by Amouage. So on Tuesday, I decided to go with H24 EDP by Hermes. So continuing on the trend of freshies for this week, I went with this one. So this is just a very green, creamy, and earthy, and it has a pleasant dose of moss in here. Overall, it's very, very fresh. And what's unique about this is it does have that metallic note in here, but it's not sharp at all. It's quite rounded in compared to the EDT, which has a very sharp metallic note. That's what I really like about the EDP version a bit more. I love them both, but this one I feel, since they toned down that metallic note and they gave a bit more boost to the moss, it really made this fragrance a bit more enjoyable for me. Like I said, I love both of them, but I enjoy the EDP a bit more as it has a bit more depth in my opinion. But overall, this is an easy wear, and for me, this is a huge compliment getter. It comes off quite clean and fresh and just pleasant, I think, for everyone, especially if you're, wearing this fragrance to work. It will work really well. I wear this one quite often to work, so yeah, I highly recommend it. But yeah, if you're interested, get yourself a sample of H24 EDP by Hermes. So on Wednesday, I decided to go with Terre d'Hermes EDT by Hermes. So this is an absolute timeless masterpiece in my opinion. It's very versatile. You can wear it pretty much any season and for any occasion. dressed up or casually. And this is made for the confident man who knows what he wants. This is a boss scent. So this is just very raw and elegant, while at the same time being very earthy and sexy. You know, a lot of people call this the dirty orange scent, or they say they get the vibe of the dirty orange. You know, I don't know if dirty is the right word to use. It definitely has an earthiness to it for sure. But overall, this is just a very earthy, clean smelling fragrance in my opinion. And for a designer brand like Hermes, it smells like niche quality. This fragrance is amazing. I will always have it in my collection. Just, you know, like I said before, this is just timeless. So if you've never smelled this one and you want to kind of get a mental picture of what it is, think bitter, citrusy orange squeezed over a cup of icy vetiver, and that's exactly what you have with this scent. Refreshing, amazing, with a whole lot of depth. One of my favorites in my collection for sure. Hermes does it right. Designer house with just unique smelling fragrances. They are great at stepping outside of the box and not creating fragrances for necessarily like mass appeal. They do a fantastic job of that. So I think in terms of designer houses, they have to be my favorite. But yeah, this is a great one. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Terre d'Hermes EDT by Hermes. So on Thursday, I went with Egypt by 8 & Bob. So this one's an amber fougere fragrance. It's very classic, masculine, and smells absolutely amazing. And this one is a huge compliment getter. Just to kind of give you a little story time, I remember I had just sprayed this one on and I was going up the escalator and I just exited off the escalator. And the couple that was behind me, they were like, oh my gosh, what is that smell? It smells amazing. I'm pretty sure it was me, as they were right behind me. You know, I can understand as this one smells that good. You will get compliments with this one. It kind of gives you Dolce Gabbana, the one vibes a little bit. But yeah, this one is definitely one of my favorites. And after I go through a bottle of this, I'm probably gonna get the 100 ml just because I love this one that much. So from 8 & Bob, this is definitely one of my favorites from the brand. It's one to check out for sure. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Egypt by 8 & Bob. So on Friday, I went with African Leather by Memo Paris. Man, guys, what can I say? If you haven't gotten your nose on this one before, you need to get your nose on it. This scent is absolutely amazing and it's extremely sexy. It is one of my favorites in my collection. Full bottle worthy. I will be getting a full bottle of this. I love it. So this fragrance has some cardamom, leather, cumin, saffron, and then it also has a bunch of woods. It just smells so good, classy, and it does have a bit of an old school vibe, but it doesn't smell dated at all. It's a warm and spicy scent with a very subtle leather touch. To my nose, I really don't pick up the leather a whole lot in this fragrance. It is very subtly tucked into the background there. So I mean, if you're looking for a prominent leather scent, this isn't it. This scent has awesome performance. It's very long lasting, but it's not overpowering in any way. It will project, but it's not going to overwhelm the people around you. And that's something that I really love about this fragrance. When I wear this one, I usually do about 3 or 4 sprays, and that works perfectly for me, and it gets me through the entire day. But yeah, this is a great one and an all-star in my collection. So if you can, get yourself a sample of African Leather by Memo Paris. So finally, on Saturday, from the house of Laboratorio Olfativo, we have Veda Verso. So this one is quite spicy and fresh in the opening, and then when you move into the dry down, it becomes a bit more smoky, a little smoky, and a bit green and earthy. It's an easy wear. You know, vetiver can be a bit challenging for some people. You know, if you're looking for a vetiver fragrance to start with, this might be a good choice for that. You know, it wasn't challenging at all for me when I first bought this one, but I love vetiver, so, you know.
Take that with a grain of salt.
But, you know, just like Terre d'Hermes, this one has, you get a blast of bitter orange in the top with some nutmeg. And then when you start to move into the mid, it gets a bit peppery and you get a heavy dose of vetiver pushing through. And then in the base, you get some sandalwood and cedar and some musk. This is a great fragrance. And with this one too, I get like a slight nuttiness vibe, like peanuts a little bit, but and it's not off-putting in any way. It's very, very pleasant. But yeah, I really enjoy this one. I love this house, Laboratorio Olfattivo. They make some amazing fragrances and have some great perfumers on their roster. But yeah, overall, this is a great fragrance and probably one of my favorite vetiver fragrances. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Vetiverso by Laboratorio Olfattivo. All right, guys, so that's all I have for today. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed today's content, and let me know down in the comments section if you enjoyed this weekly rotation video and if you would even like to see more of these types of videos in the future. Or also let me know if you have any ideas for videos. If you could post those down in the comment section, and I'll try to accommodate as best I can. I hope everybody's staying healthy and well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.